Hello, hello, this is Mr. Fusion back to talk about Dragon Ball Daima again for 2 more episodes. And sometimes I feel like I'm Sisyphus rolling the boulder up the hill, because it seems I talk about Daima and it makes everybody mad and they unsubscribe, but you know what? I'm just gonna have fun with this no matter what. So, I didn't immediately do episode 17, partly because I am really busy on my scripted projects and couldn't afford to take the time off. I still really can't afford to take the time off right now to do this, but this just seemed like too important an episode. Not the one I skipped, but the one that was today. But the other reason is that episode 17 really didn't have all that much to talk about, and I'm not even sure if... Well, I guess we'll see. Because 18 was an important episode, but I still don't know if all that much happened. But I'm getting ahead of myself. And I'm sorry if I sound weird right now. I'm really stuffed up. My nose is really stuffed up. I couldn't breathe at all last night. I barely got any sleep. I don't even know why I'm here. But episode 17 is where the big fighty stuff finally happens. Oh god, do I even remember this episode? Let's see. I have notes. I'm looking at my notes right now. Well, Goku's group and Audience's group finally meet up. And, for all that I want to like this character, she really doesn't seem any more interesting than Degesu when push comes to shove. Because she's all like, oh, my brother just didn't have any imagination. He didn't have any vision. But I want to make the demon world even more evil. And it's just another, okay. What are you gonna do with that? Do you have a motivation behind that, or is it just evil? Because really, you don't really sound all that different than your brother. You just want to rule the world, but you want to rule it more and worse. Okay, why not? As always, where Daima shines is it's in the little moments, the fun character moments, and I do like. I remember that Majin Ku tries to jump in and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna fight you," and he does the introductions first, and Audiensu has to sort of clamp down on that and go, "Hey, but this isn't about you. Stop that. Shush, go away." And so instead, Goku fights Majin Du for a while. And I remember reading people complain about this, like that it wasn't animated well or that it was too short. And I'm like, yeah, it was fine. I don't know if I can say it's beyond fine. It was entertaining enough, and then it stopped. It stopped because Gomah has the evil eye, the third eye, the whatever eye, and he's all big and buff, and he comes out to be the real fight. Hybis, once again, probably has the best moment in that episode. Neva starts explaining the eye because we have to exposit the eye again. But it's short, and it builds up to Hybis going, oh. And then trying really hard to be the guy who's like, oh, look, nobody's going to be in trouble. We just want to find out who did this, okay? Trying to deflect any criticism from him. Like, Bluma notices that his belt is missing, the one with the eye on it, and he's like, what? Okay, it's not like anybody else doesn't have a belt, we all got belts. I don't see the connection here. And that is funny. That's probably the best moment of the episode. And it is cute that when Gomah starts fighting Vegeta, Gomah ends up accidentally breaking parts of his own castle, which upsets him. That was cute, and so because of that, he builds his own ring in the sky. And from that point on, it was pretty much just, fighting stuff happened. All the characters fly in, and they fight, and they fight, and they fight, and they fight, and it's fine, but there's really not anything to talk about. It's like, okay, they get beaten up, and Goku says, let's all fight together, which... they are fighting together, which, that's nice. And Goku drops the bug pouch. And, place your bets now whether that those combining bugs are ever going to be used, or if this is going to be yet another one of those things that Daima is setting up just to be able to set up without any payoff. Like, oh, won't it be cool to write in our guidebook that these exist? Oh, you guys don't expect them to actually have any meaning in the story, right? It's just fun trivia. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about episode 17. There's a reason I didn't do a standalone video on it. Okay, so now we're into today's episode, which I just watched. And apparently this is the big one. I made sure to watch this as soon as I possibly could because I could already tell that this is going to be like a big spoiler day. And I wanted to make sure that I was not spoiled, that I got to see it and experience it for the first time, totally free of information so that I could accept everything on its own terms. And yeah, sure enough, this was this was a big episode and that I'm sure people are going to be talking about it a lot. And that is, of course, that Majin Buu becomes a Super Saiyan 3. That was so cool! Majin Buu powers him up with a giant cookie, which is great, and then his head grows big old hair spikes, and then he fights for a while, and then he loses, and it's really funny because they do this sort of superimposed image of him, like a close-up of his face next to a full body shot of him looking dejected and disappointed, and it's very much like 80s power ballad cinematography. It's I half expect Glory of Love from Karate Kid 2 to start playing. That only could have made this episode better, let's be real. But no, what everybody wants me to talk about and what I'm going to get people mad at me and unsubscribe over is that Goku becomes what appears to be a Super Saiyan 4 in this episode. And then Dragon Ball Daima steps out onto the stage with its Super Saiyan 4 and it says very earnestly,
"Please clap."
I am nothing if not topical. And it's yeah, that is a thing that happens, and I don't know, he has red hair, so he looks more like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and I think I saw somebody on the Kanzenshu forum say that it was like Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker from Heroes, Dragon Ball Heroes. I don't know anything about that, and I really don't care. I don't know, but yeah, he's here. I will say, I am never here to yuck anybody's yum. There is vanishingly little to feel positive about in the world right now, so if this moment brings you joy, I am legitimately happy for you. Really, I really, really am. If the glowing and the flashing lights and the punchy fighty brings you joy, that is awesome, and I mean that. I mean that with every fiber of my being. I really do. And I am not here to take that experience away from you. I'm not. And now that I have said that, this does nothing for me. There, I said it. This does nothing for me. It doesn't make me angry. It doesn't make me go, oh, my childhood is ruined. It doesn't make me upset. It's a thing that happens. And it's oh, okay. I shrugged and went, okay, that happened. It's the exact same thing as Vegeta's Super Saiyan 3. Where again, people are acting like I was, hating on Vegeta or something, but no, this proves, it has nothing to do with the character because it has nothing to do with the character. It's just a thing that happens. Neva walks up to Goku and says some magic words and he gets a power-up. Whoop-de-doo. And that of course is my problem. It's just a thing that happens and there's really no story significance. There's no character significance. I just, compare it to, the actual Super Saiyan 4, the original Super Saiyan 4 from Dragon Ball GT, where, I certainly have problems with that show. I just spent 2 years, detailing them over in Dragon Ball Dissection. But, there actually is a story there, Goku has to work to get his tail back, and he, makes a mistake in a bad transformation into, the golden Ozaru, which rampages, and Pan has to bring him back and appeal to his sense of family and his sense of love of the earth, and there's the picture and of the family outing at the beach, and love it or hate it, there actually is storytelling happening with that sequence. And here it's just, here's a power up, have fun. So, what am I supposed to be connected to? I'm asking that sincerely. It looks fine. It looks cool, I guess. I've seen people complain about it doesn't really fit the chibi form, and I guess technically it kind of doesn't. with the big old muscles and things, but honestly, it looks cute. It's fine. Honestly, the most fun I've had with it is texting, my friend Lady Zeon about it, who also does Daima reviews. And they and I were talking about this and realized we've never actually done a video together ever, even though we've been friends for almost 9 years now. So we might jump on that and do a Daima video together at some point after the series is over. But we have fairly similar tastes, and so our videos have been not too terribly dissimilar. Although I think they've actually been usually a bit more negative about this than I am. But they're also a really big GT fan. So when they watched this episode, they sent me a text saying, "Oh, Daima, all is forgiven," and me, really surprised, goes, "Wait, really?" And the response is no. But then admits that they do like having this specific pandering, and again, fair enough, but it doesn't really. My thing is not that I don't want to see this, but it's like if I do want to see it, I want to see it done well with meaning, not just thrown out there and go, "Hey, here's the thing, have fun." Just like, don't just dangle the keys in front of me. Like, give me a reason to want it to be there. So, they fight and they fight for a while, and then Gomah becomes really, really big, and he manages to de-transform Goku. Like, he cycles through all the Super Saiyan forms in reverse. Well, is it all of them? I think it just goes from 4 to 3 to 1. Whatever. Arinsu reaches out to Glorio through the communicator, and he takes the Dragon Balls from Hybus, and he apparently is able to speak the Namek language, and he summons the dragon, and she tells him to make the wish that she wants, and he makes a wish, and then the episode ends. So it does sort of pull on the, oh, is Glorio a traitor? Which, great, hey, actual story happening here, and it does do a really sort of ham-fisted flashback to all the meaningful moments that Glorio has shared with his new friends, which it's fine. I was sitting there going, look, I didn't really. Ten Shinhan's heel face turn didn't really have anything more, anything deeper than that, and it was good and it was fine. So it does seem to me that he's probably wishing for something else. There's going to be a twist that he wishes for something that she doesn't want. I don't know what it could possibly be, but hey, that's definitely an exciting thing to leave off on. And wow, I think that's it. I think this is going to be a pretty short video. Glad I did 2 episodes. But see, now I have the really fun task of figuring out how to market this video, how to title it, how to thumbnail it, because I definitely am not going to be one of those people who forces people to see spoilers that they didn't ask to see. So I'm going to have to find a way to hide this, to not give away the surprise. My life is so hard. Well, thank you so much for watching, for listening. I hope you enjoyed the beginning of Ozeo, my Choriki Sentai O-Ranger versus Power Rangers Zeo comparison series. I am hard at work on Dragon Ball Dissection, which should be out for patrons the beginning of next week. And that'll be it'll be my look at the 2 Dragon Ball prototypes, Dragon Boy and the Adventure of Tongpu. I've been working really hard on this one for a while, especially with getting my manga scans, my raw scans that I took from my own book, and trying to make them at least somewhat presentable for this video. So please, of course, let me know what you think is going to happen next, which I probably should have asked earlier. It worked out really well in my last Daima video where I asked people to pause and guess what they thought my breaking point was going to be. I think we all had a lot of fun with that, but I don't have a natural moment like that this time. So I guess you can't force it. You just gotta go with the flow. I always try to give you the truth. I don't pander. I just say what's in my heart. And what's in my heart is...
Please clap.